Hello, my amazing MFA 608 students, and welcome to Module 7. Module 7, here we go. Now, a little preface before we get to the fun of this. I've kind of got some feedback from the students, so a few of you kind of like, I really have no interest in kind of doing this whole editing thing for a career, and I really don't want to be going out there and promoting myself. And a few of you have said that, and I totally get that. Some of you want to just be writers. You want to, you don't really necessarily want to do the editing side. So even though this one really talks about building a business model. Some of you may be like, "Ooh, really cool! I can't wait to get into this." Some of you may be like, "Oh, well, why? I have no interest in doing this." I would say this is a valuable experience, even if this is not your intent, because you never know what's going to happen down the road. And actually, we're going to be doing an activity in this module that kind of gives you an idea of, well, actually, maybe I at least should have an idea. So, consider this to be, even if this isn't your end goal or really something that you're interested in, you'll probably be faced with this more than you really think you will be when you become a writer. So it's worth spending some time and attention into. So again, just that is a basic heads up. Okay, actually I'm going to switch over to student mode so you can see everything that you're going to see. Okay, yeah, let's get back to learning module number 7. Okay. Here we go. So we'll start with the learning objectives. Again, we're just going to kind of go through this, and then I'll spend a little more time on the details as far as the assignments go. Okay, so basically, the goals for this is strategies for marketing yourself to clients. Again, some of you are like, "Ooh, I'd rather chew tinfoil than do this." Okay, I understand that. Sometimes you don't have to do the marketing. Sometimes people come to you, and you need to be able to, have a way to respond to them. But it just should be your thing. You get to propose a career plan for editing and coaching. Okay, maybe you really don't have one, but maybe you just think, hey, you know what? If this turns out to be a thing, what would I do? And be very honest with yourself. Don't pretend you're something you're not. But at the same time, consider this as an option. You want to keep your options available to you. And then we can examine some resources on business models, on editing and coaching. So those are kind of the learning objectives. And again, if this isn't really like, you're kind of dreading this, just, it's actually not too bad, okay? There is a fairly big assignment that we have to do that's going to take some time and effort and some thought, and suggest you work on it sooner rather than later, and we'll get to that. But there's also one that's a little more fun. Well, I don't know how fun it is, but at least it's a little more like practical. Okay, so let's go ahead and get moving on here. All right, so here's the module overview. A couple of things, you can just kind of read this on your own. As I read it, a couple of things, stuck out to me. Frankly, not every writer is good at all different types of editing. That is so true. Okay, some love the minutia of line editing, while others cannot stand it. Some can see the big picture incredibly well, while others have trouble holding an entire novel in their heads. So you have to recognize that about yourself, okay? That, it's okay if you don't really like doing the line editing. That's fine. Everyone has their own strengths, their own skills sets, or whatever. Okay? The big thing I want you to get to this is that there is time you're going to be asked, hey, will you do this for me? And it's like, well, okay, but it's worth my time, I guess. Sort of, okay. What do I charge? What do I not charge? Whatever. Again, are you part of a writers group where you basically decide that you will work together and glean mutual benefits, or are you going to actually charge? So these are some things that you get to consider. So just kind of read over the module overview to kind of get a better grasp of that. Alrighty, and let's go to the next thing, which is module to glance. Okay, again, we're going to go through these step by step, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on this page. So just as the kind of the glance of what's going on, there's 2 assignments we're going to be doing, plus we get to keep adding stuff to the class resources, and we'll get to that. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, this would be the readings and resources. Okay, so warning, you'll notice that this one right here, 4 steps to starting a freelance editing business. As of right now, this link, so I'm recording this on July 2nd. Right now, this link, if you click on it, you get not found, 404. Okay, I have reported that to the school, and they are in the process of fixing that. So hopefully by the time you actually watch this at the beginning of Module 7, that'll be fixed. But the rest of these links work. And actually one of the better ones would be actually the Editorial Freelancers Association editorial rates. Okay, and actually I have that right here. So if you've ever wondered, okay, what are the kind of the charges? What? Look at this. Okay, what a great resource. Okay, so if you're like, hey, I'm really strong at this, I want to strong at this, whatever, this is a good guideline for the Editorial Freelance Association, and basically what you kind of, can you could charge. So that's something to consider. That's a really good resource right there. Boom. Actually, that was right there. Okay, and then there's some other resources. So, but as we're working on our different activities, this one right here, this resource, editorial, rates, I think will be a huge benefit to many of you, because you're like, gosh, I have no idea what to charge. Well, now you have some sort of guidelines you can use. Okay. Moving on. Okay, before we get started, again, I will have another little lesson. Again, I kind of try to do these lessons that relate in kind of a different way. So there'll be this lesson. It'll be that I'll post in the announcements. It'll be basically, I guess, kind of a brand. I guess kind of the idea of branding and kind of the concepts of telling yourself it's okay to charge people to do stuff. Okay, and that'll be that lesson. So that'll be also in the announcement section. Okay, moving on. And now we get to, I believe, our first assignment, which is, yes, this one. Okay, and this is actually, this is the fun one. Okay, so what you're going to do is, here's the assignment right here. This is one of those what ifs. Okay, so you have 3 scenarios here: client 1, client 2, and client 3. Okay, so client 1, you are approached after a speaking engagement by Nancy, a Southern Belle. Okay, I live here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Love the Southern Belles. Okay, she says she's written a revised version of Gone with the Wind. It's 12,000 pages. Oh, good gravy. Oh, sorry, 1,200 pages. And she'd like you to read it. And no, she says, this doesn't need editing. It's simply perfect the way it is. Okay, that's, I don't know, my Southern, I guess. Yeah, it's terrible. Sorry about that. Anyway, so there's that. There's that first scenario. Okay, second scenario. Okay, a young, aspiring writer, Neil, he emails you and he says he loves your work. He even quotes his favorite lines from that you've written. That's very flattering when someone does that, well, by the way. And he'd ask you, if you consider helping him become a writer. Okay. And then client 3, Elliot, a retired Air Force flyer who was decorated in Vietnam, says he wants to write a book about his experiences overseas. He doesn't even know how to start. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so some of you who were like, I don't have any interest in being, doing this as a business. These are the kind of things that are going to happen. Okay, even if you just are, just want to be a writer and whatever, people will approach you because they will see you as an expert in the field. Okay, so what are we doing in this assignment? For each of these scenarios, okay, so for client 1, you've got Nancy here who wants you to read her book. Okay, client 2, who's who basically he wants you to help him become a writer, and then you got client 3, Elliot, who basically has stuff to write about but doesn't know even anything how to begin. Okay, so you answer these 3 questions for each client. So what I would like you to do is, for client 1, you're going to respond to these questions. How would you respond to each of these requests? So specifically, tell me how you would respond to Nancy. And then for Nancy, how much would you charge Nancy for this project? How would you market yourself for each of these clients? What would you say to Nancy, saying, okay, well, based on, your request, I charge, this amount for doing the kind of work that you're looking for. And the reason I do that is because, and then you would give kind of like, this is the kind of the credibility, right? The marketing stuff. It's like, this is why I would be, my time is worth something. Okay. So you answer each of these questions for each of these clients. So, and again, to make it, I would say the best approach to handle this assignment is client 1, answer these 3 questions. Client 2, answer these 3 questions. Client 3, answer these 3 questions. That makes it very clear to me that you've addressed these as individual situations. You could just say, well, how would I charge, you could say one paragraph, I would charge this person this, and this person this, and this person this. But I really want you to think of these as isolated situations and how you would deal with them as isolated situations, because that's really going to depend. These answers down here are really going to depend on each of the situations. So there is really no length format here. I mean, it's just whatever. Again, practice using MLA formatting because that is part of the articulation of the response. But as long as you would basically answer these 3 questions for these 3 scenarios, then you should be fine. Hopefully that's clear. All right, fantastic. And again, to submit that, you upload that as a doc file, a doc or a docx file right there. Boom. Okay, so there's that one. All right, moving on to activity 7-3, and this is the one you want to start earlier. This is one of those, seems like each module we have a bigger assignment. Well, this is the bigger one, and this is also one that you're going to be using in module 8, I believe, where you're going to get feedback from your peers. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This one is going to do a lot more introspection and a little more research as far as what you need to do. Okay, so this is your career plan for editing and coaching. So even if you have really no interest in doing this, or you think, I'll never do this, this is still something that you need to consider, okay? And really kind of, talk about it. So basically, thus far you've kind of learned how to revise work, done self-revision, peer feedback, that we've learned about the different types of editing, working with writing coaches and mentors, okay? And all of these skills were used from both the perspective of self-utilization and also from the idea of becoming a coach or mentor for your future clients. So in case, not only do you need these services, but you will also be able to provide these services. So for this assignment, you will propose a career plan on how editing and coaching will inform your short-term and long-term career goals. Okay. Remember that you will incorporate feedback from this assignment, and as we work towards our final project, which is going to be in Module 9. Okay. So how are you going to do this? Well, again, if I were you, what I would do is I would look through each of these bullet points, which match up basically to the things on the rubric. Consider, first of all, explain how the career in editing informs your short-term and long-term career goals. So what does that even mean? Okay, well, I would say, well, you know what? Right now in my career, I'm just starting, I'm just finishing my MFA. I'm going to be writing, and I'll be picking up some work. My short-term, and maybe be able to do some of this work to help generate some funds, to get some practice in editing. And then, long term, I really want to be just a full-time writer. Or, short term, I want to be doing these editing things to kind of help sharpen my skills. And long term, I want to be able to offer this as a service where I can generate money. That makes sense? Okay. And then you just kind of go through and answer each of these questions. And there's really, as long as you address each of these points. So really, what I would say is you'd have an introduction that kind of talks about, here's my career plan, and then basically have a paragraph for each of these bullet points. Okay. And again, do you have to have sources? Not necessarily. If you want to, that's fine. But really give me, if you're going to make a statement, give me an example that goes with it, because that's really what I'm looking for as far as evidence. Career goals. Okay, well, fine. I don't plan on using this. Well, why or why not? Give me an example. Okay. Develop a plan on how to budget your time for creative writing. Okay. I plan on using time. Well, how? I'm going to devote 2 hours a week, whatever. So give specifics to whatever your statement is. So you have like a topic sentence, which is going to basically answer these questions, but then give a reason behind it and give an example behind it. So, as long as you answer each one of these questions and you give a piece of evidence, then you will hit what you need to hit on this rubric. Okay? All right. This is going to take a little more time, so please, please, please start on this as soon as possible. All right. And then moving on to the next thing, which is just, again, a reminder to keep adding stuff to the class resources. So there is a little bit of work involved in this module, really especially with 7-3. That's going to take some time for introspection. One little bit of advice, again, you get out of this class what you put into this. If you just kind of want to say, blow this off, and like, I really don't want to do this, and don't take it seriously, well, that's what you'll get out of it. But maybe, just maybe, take some time to think about this and plan it through. And then in the future, when you're faced with this, you can go back and pull on this. I can't tell you how many times I have gone back to what I've studied in my MLA, for my MFA rather, and I've incorporated it with what I do now on many different levels in ways I never thought I would. So just a bit of encouragement there. So, all right, go ahead and get working on it. And if you have any questions, please let me know.